2020 is a big year here in Plymouth, and it's not only the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower Voyage, but the first year that Plymouth will be celebrating its very own Pride Festival. I'm happy to welcome on set Nicole O'Brien, the chairperson of Plymouth Pride. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good
Thanks
morning.
for having us.
Thank you for being here. So talk to me, what is Plymouth Pride and how did it get started?
So Plymouth Pride is a group of friends that came together in 2019 in the summer. We actually formed by making an entry in the 4th of July parade, and we came in first place in the community category. We didn't even know there was prizes, so that was sort of exciting for us. There was a lot of momentum as we were going down the parade route. It was very exciting, and the crowd really enjoyed it. So we realized that, you know, Plymouth really didn't have any pride, big events like that. So we decided over the summer that we would form a nonprofit, and we became a nonprofit in December. And now it's just a few months later, and here we are planning a Pride Festival for the summer.
Okay,
So,
let me ask you, so Pride is for the LGBTQ plus community?
Yes.
Okay, what is the actual objective of having?
So we're looking to celebrate the diversity and unity in our community so that we can have visibility for everybody and education and resources for the people in our community, in our own community here, rather than having to go all the way to Boston or Providence to get the resources that people need, and also to give back. We'd like to do some volunteering and participate in other things, like somebody had an idea to do a scholarship program possibly, which is something I'm really interested in because I think the kids, you know, around here growing up having Pride right off the bat is awesome. So yeah.
So, and it's the whole idea of just acceptance. It's just, this is just another member of the community.
Right,
You know, this is, and it shouldn't be an outlier. It should just be, yeah, you're a member of the community.
Absolutely, it is what it is. So, you know, I think it's great that the Plymouth Public Library has come on with us. And
so let's talk about that.
Sure.
You're going to actually have a festival.
Yes.
And tell me all about it. It's going to be in July.
So it's going to be July 26, 2020.
Which is a Sunday.
It's a Sunday. It's going to be from 11 to 6 on the Plymouth Public Library front lawn. We're going to have some bands, other kinds of music, speakers, other kinds of performers. We're thinking maybe some spoken word and some different things like that. We're going to have vendors and people that are having products and different things for sale. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have artists. We're going to have a children's area that has activities and fun things for the kids to do. And we're hoping to have a beer garden. We're working with a company in town trying to get that in the works now too.
Those are always very popular.
Yeah, and the library's been amazing. I mean, Noelle Peremsky has been awesome. She really jumped in on the idea of the library and us working together. And I think that was awesome for her to have that foresight to see, you know, what a great collaboration that would be, because the library is sort of the hub of the community. And they have a lot of resources and they have a lot of pull with everybody. So I think it'll be great because it, you know, I think that having the library involved sends the message that it is just regular.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. Now, tell me about the people that are on your group that has formed Plymouth Pride, because they have a lot of background, diversified background.
Right. So obviously myself, I'm the president, and then we have my vice president is Hannah Moore, and she's amazing. She is a very good friend of mine. All the people on the board are very good friends of mine. So we, like I said, we sort of formed by accident in the beginning because we wanted to just do a 4th of July float, but the reception was so amazing. But Hannah is involved in other things like the Trans Club of New England, and they do First Event up in Boston. They do a lot of volunteering for those kinds of things. And our other friend, Samantha Ambrose, is my secretary, and she's amazing. She did a lot of the work as far as applying for the nonprofit status and all those kinds of things.
And you are officially a 501c3?
We are an official 501c3 now. So we have an EIN number and all that kind of stuff, which is very exciting because I've never done anything with that kind of stuff. But Samantha and Hannah they've been involved in a lot of nonprofits, especially things like this. So they're really good resources as far as us moving forward and bringing this to a bigger level down the road, which is what we want to do.
Right. So, and the Pride community itself is, I don't mean splinter groups, but there's small groups in a lot of towns that do similar work to what you're trying to do. Are you going to invite a lot of those other groups to this Pride Festival?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a Gay Straight Alliance at all the schools. There's the Shagley group for teens at I believe the Duxbury UU Church in Duxbury. There's also several groups in the elderly communities. I believe Duxbury, Marshfield, and Plymouth have them. And those are sort of separated by age almost, I feel like. So I think that we want to encompass everybody. We want everybody to come. You know, we want to have everybody volunteer. We want grandparents. We want kids. We want families. We want, you know, allies and everybody.
Yep. What do you think is the biggest misconception about a pride group?
I think a lot of people think that pride is about trying to show off in some way or talking about maybe sexuality even, when it doesn't really have anything to do with that. It has a lot more to do with, you know, when people have been pushed aside for so long, then they're allowed to be themselves. It's more about being able to be allowed to be themselves and being proud of who you are, yourself.
That's the name,
you know?
Pride.
I mean, it's pretty simple. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
you know?
right. So if I go to the
one thing I wanted to mention too is, so our treasurer, Paula, is the last person I did not get to mention, and she is wonderful as well. She is the person who made the parade actually come together, because she showed up ready to go with her credit card in hand, and she's now our treasurer. So it kind of flowed, you know, naturally that way. And she's a wonderful ally, and she is another member of our board. I just want to make sure I mentioned her because she's amazing too.
Okay, and she paid for basically your float.
She did, and we got donations from our friends afterwards to repay her.
Yep.
So that was good, but it was a little bit nerve-wracking because I wasn't really sure how that would go, but it worked out just fine. But she took a risk.
Yeah, people step up to the plate. So at the festival, I want to bring my kids. Are there things for kids to do?
Absolutely. There's going to be a children's area that's going to have activities and fun things for the kids to do. The library talked about having a like a reading tent type of thing, and maybe a story time at certain points throughout the day. So there's definitely going to be things for the kids to do there, as well as a lot of fun things to do as far as entertaining to see. I think there's going to be some fun acts that are going to be fun for everybody.
Okay.
And especially our band that we picked for our headliner is going to be fun for everybody. They're a big band. We have some secret surprises that we can't really announce yet.
Good.
But they're amazing, and it should be a really fun time.
Okay. Now you have a brand new website?
Yes, we do.
Okay, talk about that.
So our website, we just actually launched it last night. Me and my friend Kira spent about 8 hours yesterday finishing the final touches.
So it's a brand new website.
It's brand new. It's www.plymouthprideinc.com.
Great.
And it has everything that you could possibly need to find out on there, as far as vendors, volunteers, people that want to help out in any kind of way. There's links, there's forms, there's questionnaires. I mean, it's very comprehensive.
People can support the festival in many different ways, and they can go to the website to find out ways to support the festival.
Absolutely. You can go on the website to find out pretty much anything, and all of our contact information is on there. So you can email me. My phone number is on there. My cell phone number is actually on there. So if anybody needs any, information, feel free to reach out.
Yep.
And the biggest thing is that we don't want anybody to hesitate and not reach out. We want people to, participating in it with us.
Right.
Because that's what's going to make it happen. We can't do it alone. We need the community.
Sure. Now, also on your website, you'll probably end up putting all kinds of different contact information for other groups, other organizations, other things to do with the Pride community. Correct?
Right. Yes. So the website is pretty brand new, and where we haven't had too much of an affiliation with the other groups around just yet. We haven't put them on there yet, but we definitely plan to incorporate any contact information that they would like us to put up there. We just put on our events page something for Trans Club of New England is supporting a small event at the UU Church here, First Parish in Plymouth on, I believe it's in March. I don't want to say the wrong date. I believe it's the 29th.
Okay.
It's a Sunday, and our great friend Cheryl Catan, who is the coordinator for First Event in Boston, is going to speak, and that's her home church.
Okay, great.
So we announced that on our website, even though that's not our,
But that's good. I mean,
we want everybody
right.
to
The
be
community
involved.
is the community, and the more information you can share between everybody, the better.
Exactly.
Okay, so once again, this has been Nicole O'Brien, who is the chairperson for Plymouth Pride, and we've talked about on Sunday, July 26th, on the Plymouth Public Library front lawn, from 11 to 6 is your first festival.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. We're looking
luck.
forward to having it be the first annual Pride Festival.
Excellent. And can we see you in the parade again next year?
Absolutely,
All right.
we'll be there.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having
us. So
us.
nice talking to you.
You too. Thanks.
Okay. Every year, PAC TV works with the Plymouth Rotary Club to stage its 3-day live auction from our studios, raising money for local scholarships and Rotary charities. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the auction, and PAC TV is happy to support this worthy and fast-paced fundraiser. Watch it live on our community channels March 6th, 7th, and 8th. Bid early and often. To learn more, visit PlymouthRotaryAuction.com. Plymouth Rock has added another chapter to its enduring history. This past weekend, vandalism attempted to make a permanent mark on our beloved rock, but the rock has been restored and endures. We'd like to shine a light on its history and meaning.
History books tell us the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock in 1620. But do you know the rock's true story? Let's chip away at some of the history, shall we? It wasn't until 1741, before the rock gained any public attention, when the residents of Plymouth began plans to build a wharf in Plymouth Harbor. A 94-year-old church elder named Thomas Font asked to be brought to a specific rock before the construction to see it for the last time. Thomas's father had come to Plymouth on the great ship Anne in 1623, and along with several original Mayflower passengers, had declared this boulder as the original landing spot for the Pilgrims. Whether or not the story was true, it left an impression on the townspeople who built the new wharf around the rock. Over time, the story of Plymouth Rock spread far and developed a pretty unique tale. At the height of the American Revolution, the rock was broken in two when the rock was being moved to the front of the town's meeting house. Residents decided to keep the larger piece, the mother rock, in place at the shore and move the accidentally broken piece into town. The rock was on the move for a second time in 1834. This time down the street to Pilgrim Hall Museum. Different time, same story. The rock was broken in two again. A small fence was built to protect it, but it didn't deter the souvenir seekers who jumped the fence to chip off pieces to keep as their own personal treasures. Finally, in 1880, the two main pieces of the rock were reunited back on the shore and cemented together. The symbolic date of 1620 was carved into its surface. Its current resting place was constructed in 1920 for the 300th commemoration of the Pilgrims' arrival. Plymouth Rock now lays 5 feet below street level, encased in an enclosure resembling a Roman temple. While only a third of the rock is visible above sand, its dents and scars serve as a reminder of the rock's journey to become a cherished artifact of Plymouth's past. No historical evidence exists to confirm Plymouth Rock as the first stepping stone for the Pilgrims into Plymouth. But while it may just be a small boulder to those who visit it, what it symbolizes, the path to freedom in the New World, is much greater than its physical size. Plymouth Rock continues to inspire seekers of freedom everywhere to take their first steps into a new world. This was Plymouth Rock, and now you're in the know.
The League of Women Voters and No Place for Hate are presenting a forum titled Inclusion, From the Mayflower to 2020, on February 27th at 7 p.m. at the Plymouth Town Hall. The Director of Diversity for International Educator Services and Mayflower-descended Gretchen Cook Anderson will head a diverse panel of speakers in an evening designed to challenge the audience to look at the unconscious bias which exists in all of us. Community members are encouraged to share ideas about how Plymouth and all communities can foster unity, inclusivity, and belonging. For a list of speakers and more information, visit No Place for Hate's Facebook page. An accidental fire in April of 2019 destroyed both the roof and spire of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, severely damaging its upper walls and saddening the world who watched the 13th century structure burn for 15 hours. Join fire expert Glenn Corbett at the Plymouth Public Library on March 2nd at 7 p.m. when he will discuss the fire at Notre Dame and how historic buildings can be protected. Visit the library's website for more details.